This is the music judge and jury, and this is the rise and fall of Miss Jennifer Hudson. Now I'll say this. Miss Jennifer Hudson should be as far her career and robust with the album success under her belt, such as other peers like Kelly Clarkson, like Carrie Underwood, even Fantasia. But this is the music industry, folks. This shit is hard. Okay? And you can have all the talent in the world and the wrong circumstances, the wrong resources or lack thereof, and it just won't matter as far as trying to be successful and making it, right? This is a story of triumph, and this is a story of triumph and tragedy, okay? And how strong you really have to be just to make it, not in a particular career that you're in, but in life before it decides to take you out. Because while you may not have a say in when life takes you out or not, you certainly have a say in, despite the circumstances you might be in, you certainly have a say in how hard you'll fight for the light. Let me say that again. You may not have any control over when you're taken out of life, but while you're still here, you have the ability to fight as hard as you can for the light that you seek. And so with that being said, before we get into the meat and potatoes, as always, a word. When social media first started, it was all about the people and the connection and letting the people roam free to talk amongst each other, whether good or bad, right? We call this place America. We say that it's the land of the free. But as the days and years and months go on, we're being proven very wrong that it's not any of that. And as the very creators of the platforms themselves started the platforms in the seemingly innocent way of getting people connected to their friends and each other and be a pen pal across the world or whatever, digitally instead of by letters sent back and forth, quickly turned into something else completely. Eventually, these creators of these platforms turned basically cold. And what I mean by cold is they turned corporate. Okay? They turned corporate and they started thinking about their own agenda. And you as the user, you as the person connecting, things started happening, things started changing, like followers and all the other stuff, and ad platforms and paying for likes and views, and algorithms and computers and AI robots and all the other crap and filth. Not letting your post get the reach it needs to get to your friends and family or your followers. All this stuff started to accumulate and change again, and you had no say except for to leave and delete your account. But most people have not done that, and that's why these people hold the power, and they know it. They got most of us psychologically, okay. But I recently decided to boycott most of the social media. The only ones I'm on right now is YouTube. Though my profiles still linger on those other platforms, I don't use them. I don't go back into them because I'm tired of this shit. Okay, I'm on YouTube because YouTube is the one platform right now today after the golden era. Okay, that is actually for the creator right now. Okay, it's actually for the creator. And that's why I'm on YouTube, and that's why I watch YouTube, because it's for the creator, because it understands and it needs us in order to operate the way that it operates. The other ones, they can have it, okay? So, where it started out for the people, it got corrupted by the system, the very system that enslaves all of us, which is capitalism, okay? And when you're on these when you're on these media platforms, because the social part of it died 10 years ago or so, when you're now on these media platforms, you're basically just collateral. Yeah. But anyway, social media started out for the people in the beginning, and that's where it should make its way back to. But it won't. This is It's That Girl or It's Not That Girl. I'm Worklina, the workhorse. And of course, on this show, we talk about popular artists from today, yesterday, and beyond. Now, today, of course, we are talking about the lovely, the gorgeous Miss Jennifer Hudson with the bustful, huge, colorful pipes that she has in that chest and in that throat. Okay, but why did she fail in the industry? Why did the numbers go down for her? What is going on? And here's the part where I say that talent just isn't enough. Okay, because we already know there are far less talented people, especially today in Gen Z and even A, that are somehow getting the spotlight and shine on them, and they're getting the glow, while far more talented singers are being pushed, snuffed, or have not ever had the light before at all. Okay, so we're gonna get into the effery of the situation. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and grab that popcorn, some chips, that Alexander drink, a smoke, I don't know, a vape, because stay tuned. This is It's That Girl or It's Not That Girl. Take it away. Welcome back into It's That Girl or It Is Not That Girl. Now, I'm Peyton 3.0, the artist, the musician, the entertainer, not the content creator, not the YouTuber, not the influencer. All of those are great platforms and tools to build that brand, business, name, reputation up, but most importantly, building and maintaining a community. And hopefully you, yes you, will join this community today by hitting that like button and sharing people that you know that like artists, commentary, reaction, and reviews. And of course, to truly become a part of this community, you got to do 3 things. You got to comment, subscribe, notification bell, honey. Okay, let's just get right on into the meat and potatoes. Now, we should all know if we're truly fans of Miss Hudson. Not to be confused with Katie Hudson. Okay. Anyway, I know that wasn't a good joke, okay? Why did I say it? I don't know. I was thinking about don't say it, but say it. Whatever. Anyway, we know that Miss Hudson came from the rough neighborhoods of Chicago, honey, okay? Where all type of things is happening that was just no good, okay? And if you survived, you're one of the lucky ones, basically. So Jennifer obviously grew up with a thirst for the mic, honey, okay? Growing up, had her parents, you know, eventually, as she would go along in her life and she would sing her songs, excuse me, eventually, a little bit late in her teens, a show called American Idol would appear, and she would get her chance to see if she could, quote unquote, make it, right? And even though she wasn't the winner of that season, she still got herself a record deal anyway, okay? And she was off to her dreams, right? Recording them albums, putting in that time in. Everything she's been working for up to this point was coming true. It was happening. Even though, of course, on the show, they were highly criticizing her weight, blah, 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 blah. You know how Hollywood and the business is about the weight, especially when it comes to women. Okay? A guy like me can get away with being chunky, but a woman, they will scrutinize to the ground. Okay? And so that they tried, but she put up the strong front and she was like, not gonna let you bully me out of this opportunity. And she went on to place in the top runners, of the show. Got that record deal and she was off to the races, because somebody outside the show was watching and they saw her. They saw something in her. The voice was undeniable. And they said, if they don't sign this girl, she don't win, we're going to sign this girl. And yet, so they did. And so they did. Spotify, give me Jennifer Hudson, please. Spotify, give me Jennifer Hudson. This thing will never listen when I need it. All right. Because I want to clock. Yeah, that's it. Oh, she did eventually record another album. Well, that's Christmas. That's Christmas songs. Anyway, okay. So, she went off. She went ahead and recorded that first album. She dropped that first single. People were in, fresh off American Idol's marketing, basically, strategy, basically. So she was poised for this first album to be very successful, projected. And it was. People were excited to see her in her glory. Jennifer Hudson the self-titled album was a very successful album, but not too long after that, tragedy would strike. The news was, if not national, global. Okay, that her family had been basically, can't say the word on YouTube, erased from life by somebody they knew who wasn't in his right mind, and she basically had to turn around to realize that the family that she grew up with, the family that she had come to know all these years, the family that brought her up, the family that supported her, was taken all of them by the hand of just one man. So sad. So sad. When I first heard that story at the time, I was shook. We was all shook. But we were more shook that she showed up at, I believe, was it an NFL game, whatever, at a stadium to perform the national anthem just shortly after it happened. Flabbergasted, because if it was any of us, we would have been out for months trying to get ourselves together. Because this ain't some small thing. This ain't just one person. Even then, if it's just one person, people got to get themselves together for that one person is gone. But this is a whole entire family taken out. It's still to this day, I wonder to myself, why and how did she have the strength to show up? What did that music industry say to her to convince her to come, to walk in, not like terribly beside herself because her family had been taken out, and perform that national anthem? Now, yes, it was reported that she did not record it. She did not sing it live because of what they claim, because of her family being taken out, that she did not. They didn't want her to record it live because it would be too emotional. Okay, but that's not the focus. The focus is, how in the heck did Miss Jennifer even show up? She should be somewhere safe, crying her tears out. Okay? Because this is a family that she could never get back. These are people that she could never see again. And I don't even know until this day if she's truly, really dealt with the feelings and recovered from him. Yes, she might have been able to pay for therapy or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But therapy will never be able to reach. Therapy will never be able to reach deep enough for something like that to heal. And again, one person gets deleted from a family, and there are people who never recover. So this is a whole entire family gone. I personally would be ruined for life. But anyway, she would go on and record that second album entitled, appropriately, I'm Still Here. Okay? No, not I'm Still Here. I Remember Me. Okay? Where'd I get I'm Still Here from? I mean, that's one of the songs on the album, but that ain't the name of it. Okay, I Remember Me. Yes, I remember that album. The year was 2000 and... was it not 2010? Let me get my years right for these albums, honey. Yeah, 2011, because you see how long it took her to record from 2008 when the first album dropped. And mind you, she had did American Idol season 3 with Fantasia in 2003. Okay, just for her to actually pop back up with music in the album in 2008. Okay, so it took some time before she was actually able to debut. right? And people were pleasantly shocked. But then after the tragedy from 2008 to the next album was 2011. So she got her time to grieve. She got her time to do what she needed to do, but not too much time. Okay? Because the music business was calling. Okay? And they needed her back in that studio to record. So, I remember me dropped in 2011. I went and bought the album. Loved it. Loved it. Yes. The GP was still checking for Jennifer. Right? The GP was still resonating with Jennifer. Yes. Yes. Excuse me. There we go. They were still checking. And for those of you who are not as chronically online and understand internet speak, that means the general public, the mainstream audience, okay, still checking for Miss Jen. But the tides would start to turn for whatever reason, whether it was label issues, lack of promotion, whatever. The next album would take even more time to be recorded, about 4 years before she really debuted with it, J HUD. Okay? And people, she had lost about the second album, she'd actually been losing the weight, right? She had lost the weight came off, she worked it off. Because you know the presence of Hollywood is going to be talking to her in her ear. You got to lose this weight, girl. Oh, you'll feel so good. Especially if she's been around LA for any length of time. Oh, everybody's working out. Everybody's getting skinny. Everybody's looking good, girl. You know. So eventually she gets skinny. And she actually is able to maintain this over years till this day. Like, and that's great because many people don't. They fluctuate. I know I do. Okay, you may think with the success of Jennifer that's the reason why she is solidified the way she is, but no, because that business is that music business, that entertainment acting business is not a fairy tale. Okay, actually, it's usually far from it. Anyway, J HUD came out 2014, but this would be, out of all three of her albums at the time, her worst selling album of them all. The GP, for some reason, was losing interest around this time, okay? And the record company took notice, you know, and again, the voice is brilliant. But there are plenty of voices, brilliant, incredible, large voices out there. But it's about what else can you bring to the table? The voice got us in, but what else can you bring? What else can you say? And how much time are you taking between these albums to record? Right? Because back then, you couldn't take too much time. 2 years and that was your sweet spot. Right? 2 years and that was your sweet spot. Now it seems these days is even less because there's just so much noise out there. It's a free-for-all on these interwebs, you know, and there's always something to talk about, basically, which is why I can go ahead and create my videos and be as creative as I want to be and put out all this content like this, because I never run out of ideas. Because when it comes to the music and artists and artistry of the music and the recording industry of artists, I have too much to pull from. I have too much that is actually overwhelming. But anyway, so I never run out of things and content to create and ideas because there's so much to cover. You know, there's so many artists to cover. Anyway, what's up? Anyway, Jennifer saw the writing on the wall. So Jennifer, we already know that she did the Dream Girls, Beyonce and Anika Noni Rose, you know. Jennifer had to think about other lanes she can get in before the record label possibly decide to drop her in this cutthroat business. Other lanes she can step into. The acting lane, that's one. She got a couple more roles throughout the years. She's appeared in some things, talk shows and whatnot. She was keeping her name. She was on the red carpets, any interview. She was keeping her name in the headlines. And she was going to figure this thing out. Okay, because the music thing for her was going down, you know. And personally, between me and you, I thought she deserved better. Oh yes, I thought that she deserved better. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, now, eventually, just like Miss Kelly Clarkson, years down the line, between her acting bag that she was getting, she was in her acting bag really after this for a nice while, guest starring, special appearances, featuring, all that. She is going to do the darn thing. Okay? She's going to keep her name in the headlines. And so, we come to the 2020s, right? Her, Fantasia, Carrie Underwood, Adam Lambert, Jennifer Hudson, they're all still swinging out here in this jungle. They're all still swinging while they're deciding to continue to record albums, while they got other kinds of gigs to keep the name. They're all out here swinging. Okay? All of them. Everybody I mentioned, they're all still swinging. Okay? So, Kelly Clarkson got her show, her little talk show. And Jennifer saw that and she thought, hey, let me get one of those too. And before you know it, Jennifer had what? Jennifer got her own talk show. Okay? So the moral of the story really is that even though she went up and quickly went down when it came to surviving in the brutal cutthroat music industry, she was able to keep herself afloat by being adaptable. Okay? Being adaptable. And that is what all of us are going to need in this life if we truly want to be able to survive and thrive. Right? Because for the ones that were not adaptable, for the ones that didn't want to think outside the box, those are the ones that, well, careers died just like that. And who knows what they're doing? Working back at the local grocery store, working back at the nail salon, driving Uber Eats like Jeezy. Nothing wrong with that. Working back at the Trader Joe's like the guy from the Cosby Show. Nothing wrong with that. But these guys weren't swift, nimble, and quick enough for adaptation like somebody like Keke Palmer, somebody like Jennifer Hudson. Okay? Somebody like Jennifer Hudson. And that is the rise and fall of our girl, Miss Jennifer Hudson. Now, before we wrap this up, she did record another album after 10 years since the third album, J Hud, okay, called The Gift of Love. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I said this is just a Christmas album. Okay, I don't count Christmas albums as like albums. They're just covers most of the time of the old classics. So I don't count that album. Okay. Anyway, this has been Peyton 3.0, the artist, the musician, the entertainer, not the content creator, not the YouTuber, not the influencer. If you got your entire life from me today in my story, my rendition, how I tell it of my girl, Miss Jennifer Hudson, then please, won't you please with sugar on top, hit that like button and share people that you know that like artists, commentary, reaction, and reviews. And of course, to become a part of this community here, you got to do 3 things: comment, subscribe, notification bell. Can we do that, folks? I don't know. A lot of y'all be checking. I'll be checking my analytics, and y'all be falling flatline. Okay, y'all be taking no action. Y'all be listening. Y'all be watching, but y'all don't take no action. Taking action, because why? This is not just TV. Oh no. That's cable. She's on her way out. This is what, folks? Social media. Let's see. This is the only social media that's left. Do y'all know that? This is the only social media that's left. Those other ones, they're just ghosts of themselves. They're just media curated by the evil powers that be at those corporations. But here is actual social media. Yes, a search engine, but the social media currently running today, and the only one. You may say TikTok. No. Okay? No, ma'am. Anyway, you made it to the you made it to the end, okay? So this is called the bonus segment, aka the shameless self-promotion segment. Now I told you that I was an artist, entertainer, musician, right? Well, we're going to prove that right now. Here we go. Going up in audition room. Heartbeat fast, so it's my turn soon. Judges speaking, they all sing no. Back to the drawing board we go. I would sing every night and day. Fire burning driving me insane. Terminate your rights on my success. It's the way I will ever rest. And now, the song.
I know you're out there looking for a stress reliever.
You're looking for a stress reliever out there.
Drugs, the alcohol,
here we
the
go.
food. But let me tell you what you need to do. Here we go. Blood pressure, you worked all day like the messenger. Work so hard that the bills are high. All you do is cry me a freaking try. Watch that clock every freaking day. Still on your money, you got to pay. Fuck that shit, man, you need relief, but you got this free for the fucking cheap. Some take care of the freaking kids. Munch your plate for your freaking lid. Stress too much, always in no rush. You need to brush, you're feeling flush. What is it that you're gonna do? Gonna have some relief in you. Time to get out when the music plays every freaking day. All I gotta say is jump, turn that music loud. I wanna see no hands in the crowd. You gotta get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up. Lose your mind to the beat. Shake it up, keep moving your feet. You gotta get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up. Get the stress.
And that is all I will be giving you, okay? If you want to hear that song in its entirety, then comment in the comment section. You ready? Let me hear that song. And I most certainly will, absolutely for free. I don't wanna be like Cinderella, sitting in a dark, cold, dusty cellar. waiting for somebody to come and set me free. I don't want to be like someone waiting for his prince to come and save me. Oh, I will survive. I got somebody on my side. Don't worry about me. I'd rather rescue myself.